beach and birds and birds and birds. Hello, YouTube. This is Doug Robbins. Writers have to know. You have to know your characters intimately, and you have to see through, cut through the BS. Um, you have to know that character's motivation, even if that's not what they're telling you in the on camera, on film. Um, again, a perfect example. I won't even give any names, but somebody today was talking about, saying they weren't, them and their friend weren't emotional, but they were today. And it was over uh, this person and their friend, losing their mom. And again, I've known for years that yes, that's pretty much the one thing that bothers this person. Now, I wasn't going to be like, no, that's not true. You bury your feelings, and we know that this has been the one thing, part of why you are so traumatized, and you've, kept it all bottled in. But you don't say that. But you might simulate that in a movie or in a book. Um, you know what I mean? So, it's knowing emotion of the character, knowing motivations, even when the character themselves may be lying to you, or they may believe this half truth or whatever they give. And, we've seen it. We've seen, think of that Grinch movie with Jim Carrey from like 2000. um, we see when he's a little boy, he gets embarrassed in front of his class. Um, he gets that razor as a gift, and the mayor, to fuck with him, when the Grinch is having fun at that jubilation, the big Christmas festival, and he's trying to fit back in, and the mayor shows him that razor, and the Grinch is right back to that, and he's just as pissed off as ever. And that was something where he was like, he could have potentially, you could tell he was wanting to come around, but then it was like the trauma just set him back off again. Reopening that wound. And again, it doesn't matter if your character, um, it, there might be some audience members that just they're not going to get emotional over a movie, but they understand that's part of why they're viewing, even if they won't admit it. The emotional stakes. And as a writer, not only do you have to know them, but you have to also know how to do it. And that just comes from watching a lot of movies, reading a lot of books, uh, and writing. Uh, and again, there's, in my opinion, which I don't think this is true, but at least in slasher movies and horror, uh, people like to argue it's more about the kills and the death scenes, blah, blah, blah. And there may be some truth to that, but I also feel like because usually one of the general rules of thumb in horror, they don't want a big B plot to take away from the A plot in horror. But I feel like if you didn't care about Laurie Strode in Halloween or Karen uh, Barkley in Child's Play, I don't know. Sorry, I was distracted because I wasn't because I knew there was somebody in here in the group chat thing. This is an example of a horrible writer is one of those Disney writers. They messed up Star Wars with the Acolyte. I haven't seen that, but thanks for watching the video. Um, anyway, you have to care about your protagonist. You absolutely have to care. Because if you don't care about your protagonist, you're not going to keep walking or watching, excuse me. So, this has been, a short little video, but I wanted to hop on here real quick, put my 2 cents in. Have yourselves a great night.